Drugs.
No, we're okay.
Drugs.
This is awkward. No, thank you.
Drugs.
Who invited?
6.5 hours later.
Oh. That was pretty good. So first off, I want to thank the Roundtable for continually putting out Owl House content until I eventually got my lazy ass to check it out. Good job. Because it kept Owl House content coming across my feed until I eventually got curious enough to try it out, and I am very thankful I did. And yes, I am still working on my Castlevania video, I just keep getting distracted.
Do you think you can? If you're really a Belmont and not some runt running around with a family crest, you might be able to.
Great.
But hopefully you will be able to see it one day. Can't promise that. I don't know. Maybe I'll destroy it. Maybe you'll never see it. Just won't show up on the channel. Who knows? But for now, these smaller, short, kind of off-the-cuff videos are a lot easier to make, and it's a way for me to get content on the channel while still being able to talk about shows, movies, and things that I find interesting or like, as well as the weird little meme videos I keep putting up because I'm bored and somebody has left me alone in my room with a video editor. So, The Owl House was created by Dana Terrace, who has worked on previous projects such as Gravity Falls as a storyboarder and as DuckTales as the first season's director. Another interesting fact is she is actually dating Gravity Falls creator Alex Hirsch, which would probably explain why he is the voice of the character King, as well as several of the other background characters. While we are talking about fun facts, one I missed is there's actually a character in the first episode of the show, voiced by Aaron Hansen. For those of you who know me outside of the YouTubes, you know I'm a big fan of both the Grumps, so I'm sorry that I failed you, Senpai. There's only one thing to do. So The Owl House is only about 10 episodes long as things stand right now, though a second season has been confirmed, I think even before the first season actually aired. And honestly, that's not that surprising considering there's been a lot of hype around this show, even before it came out, just because of the people working on it. But the general premise of the show... Excuse me, do not reveal me to the internet. It's not time for a face reveal. Thank you. The general premise of this show is that Luce, a young girl, stumbles into a horrifying fantasy world and ends up befriending Ida, the Owl Lady, and her pet friend King, the King of Demons. And Luce decides to stay in this horrifying fantasy world instead of going back to a boring reality check summer camp in the real world, opting to attempt to learn how to be a witch. And during the many misadventures they end up getting into, they meet a very colorful cast of characters, including some witchlings, Willow, Gus, and the bully character, Amity, as well as some very interesting creatures, such as an actual living house, Hootie, this really cool villain that only shows up for the first episode, and this nightmare fuel. Oh god. So the show from the very beginning manages to pull you into a very colorful world that still manages to be creepy and have some intimidating characters. Now, of course, you're not going to have blood or gore or violence in a show that is primarily aimed for children. But what you do have is characters, events, and locations that all feel like they really fit into this world. And the show is very good at keeping you entertained and wanting to learn more about this world, as well as wanting to know about the whys and hows of certain things that are introduced. Definitely giving the idea there are going to be some mysteries introduced later on in the show, which, if it is following along the lines of anything Gravity Falls like, yeah, probably. I definitely think this is going to be a good show for theory communities, and I can see a lot of theories coming out of this. I know that there already are a bunch of theories coming out about this show. Wendigo, please don't lick the camera.
Oh, baby.
Cat. Cat.
Cat needed cleaning.
So if you're looking for a new show that is colorful, creative, but a little bit creepy, that has new mysteries and brewing conflicts, then I highly recommend checking it out. If you enjoyed Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, or even DuckTales, give it a watch. I started it because there was so much hype behind the show that I wanted to see what a few episodes would do, and at the moment the show's only 10 episodes, so I finished the whole thing in a day. I definitely think it's worth at least a watch to see if you like it, and it's not too plot heavy right now, but I am very optimistic for the directions this show is going to go. But like I said, I really only wanted this to be a short video, so it's just my recommendation to you guys to check out this show. It's a lot of fun. I don't really want to give anything away about it because I don't feel like spoiling any of it. I just think it's a fun show to experience, and again, if you like any of the shows that I listed, just go and give it a watch. And hopefully my little rants here are helping you guys through these very weird times, and I promise I'll try to get some of my longer content out, but right now these are very fast and easy, so